Okay, I don't think there's really any good way to say this, but YouTube as we know it is changing, right? And it's usually not for the good. What we knew, what we loved about this platform is going away. It's been eroding now for a couple years because YouTube is a reactionary website when it deals with things that it has to react to. There are a lot of bad actors on this platform. There's no denying that. But instead of trying to find ways to weed them out and get rid of them, YouTube just kind of impacts everybody. Now it's getting to the point where you don't know what you can talk about. That's not going to maybe lose you monetization or even get you completely shut down on the platform. It's literally a gamble every single day. And to make matters worse, and this is where a lot of this is coming from, a lot of people are very upset at how YouTube is being used when it comes to dealing with children. There's been a lot of things in 2019, going back even to 2017, in regards to situations involving children in YouTube and stuff aimed at them and stuff said to them that's come up for quite a bit. A lot of conversations have happened as a result of this. But one of the things we're finding out now is that the FTC is actually looking into YouTube specifically over one specific channel, but they're discussing whether or not YouTube markets to children and whether or not that's a violation of a specific act called the COPPA Act. In fact, it says here, Wired reported the issue lies with whether or not YouTube is violating the COPPA Act, a federal law that requires website operators to obtain parents' permission when collecting personal data about children younger than 13. The personal information of children can then be used for advertising, since the majority of kids who watch content on YouTube do so on its regular site and not YouTube Kids. It's potentially exposing their data to Google and other companies. And this has been the major part of it all. This has been the major point of contention for a lot of things for a while. This is why YouTube is discussing the possibility about getting rid of all children-themed content on this platform and moving it over to YouTube Kids. Why? Because not a lot of 20 million people use YouTube Kids. 2 billion active monthly users on this platform on the regular website. I mean, you do the math. The math is pretty basic. They pretty much explained it to you. You know what's going on. But in regards to the company itself, they've actually responded here by saying YouTube states that they are clear in their terms that this site is not for children, but parents imply consent if they allow their kids to access content on it. As this one article points out, YouTube's stance is that COPPA doesn't apply since their site is not intended for kids. Senator Edward Markey, a co-author of the COPPA Act, cited Ryan's ToyReviews as one kid-oriented channel that markets itself specifically for children. The thing to remember with Ryan's ToyReviews is that this kid makes bank. He's 8 years old. He's been uploading content for 4 years. A couple years ago, he made $11 million. Last year, it was reported he pulled in $22 million, although it may or be more, it may be less. We have no idea. Either way, this kid is legitimately loaded for life because he unboxes toys and then talks about that to kids who watch it on YouTube. And he also got a show on Nickelodeon. Like, I'm just saying, it's crazy. Like, I mean, good on the kid. But that's now being targeted by the FTC and the specific senator because it's being discussed that this could potentially be, content aimed at children, which it is. And then they're advertising to children, which they might be, even though those children are potentially logged in under their parents' account, therefore getting around circumventing that pesky COPPA Act. But at the same time, YouTube doesn't ask for photo identification when uploading or when creating a new account, and kids can easily create a new account and be back up and running in a few minutes if they so choose. And since so many parents these days give their kids cell phones of their own, they can watch YouTube, therefore they create their own account, and parents don't generally pay the closest attention to it. So what does that mean? Well, it effectively means that everything's changing. I don't know where the last half of the year is going to go. You've got government intervention. YouTube attempting to maintain that they're just a safe harbor spot on the website, that they're not considered a publisher. They're simply just a platform. Like, they're trying to argue that, and they use that self-regulation argument as a way to maintain that particular guideline. Silicon Valley tries to regulate itself, but now with growing concerns and growing calls about censorship and deplatforming, the likelihood of these companies being broken up is relatively high. And when that happens, who knows specifically what's going to change about YouTube? It's already considered a loss for Google. It doesn't pull in as much money as they wanted to, considering 500 hours of content are uploaded every single minute. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this platform. And those of us who do this as a full-time career, Yeah, it's scary. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's absolutely scary. So this is where we are. The Federal Trade Commission is currently investigating YouTube over children-themed content because they don't know if they're advertising to children and therefore being in violation of the COPPA Act. Hold on to your butts, because whatever comes next is just going to be too damn wild and too damn crazy. Anyway, your thoughts, your opinions, let me know down in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.